The original Crash Bandicoot was considered a flagship title for the original PlayStation and sold almost 7 million units worldwide. Crash was intended to be Sony's mascot, and he was in the early days of the PlayStation, but not in the same way that Mario was to Nintendo or Sonic was to Sega. It was clear that Sony didn't have the same love for this character as Mario and Sonic had from their companies. It's been a while since we've seen Crash in anything, and Sony loves to tease us with his image, so are we going to see a new game at E3 this year? Probably not. First of all, if you're a Crash Bandicoot fan, let me ask you something without looking it up. When did the last Crash Bandicoot game come out? It was in 2008. Mind Over Mutant for the Xbox 360. Where was everybody's love for Crash when that one came out? Or did the nostalgia not hit everybody yet? Now that I've successfully pissed everybody off, let's go over some evidence that supports that something is going on with Crash nowadays. First, we have Sony's Sean Layden showing up on stage at PlayStation Experience with a Crash Bandicoot shirt on. The crowd went nuts, and yet not a single mention of Crash Bandicoot. I think it's safe to say that this was a dumb move. Maybe a way to use Crash's image as a mascot again, maybe as a symbol for Sony and PlayStation. Regardless, he got people's hopes up for no reason. Next, Sony Middle East tweeted this picture of Crash with text that reads, "Wanted." While this might look like a modern take on Crash, it's actually his character model from the last game, Mind Over Mutant. Understandable why people might not know that, because nobody played that game. Maybe this was a way to drum up hype, test things out, see if people even want more Crash. Instead, since no one knew the image, it tricked people into thinking Crash was making a comeback. An interview with Randy Falk of NECA Games had him stating, "I see they're bringing Crash Bandicoot back, which is really cool. There's some great stuff there." The theory here is that he had some sort of insider information. NECA later came out and said that Randy mistook a fan image for the real thing and thought they were reviving the franchise. Oops. Finally, voice actor Lex Lang posted this to his Facebook page. "Wow, what a throwback Thursday. This week I have been asked to resurrect 3 different characters that I voiced from 3 different games gone by. A doctor, a devil, and a droid/AI. Unfortunately, that's all I'm allowed to disclose at this time. Stay tuned for more details. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Very excited about these. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point." The post has since been deleted. There's only 2 doctors that he's ever voiced in video games, Dr. Doom and Dr. Neo Cortex. This last little piece of evidence, I think, is actually plausible. While I don't think at E3 this year they're going to have a new game, I do think it's plausible that they'll have a remaster. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the first Crash game, and it's a good time to drum up hype and test the waters to see if there's even a demand for a Crash game these days. And after Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant, Activision is going to need some sort of proof that the Crash Bandicoot franchise is worth their investment. If you're confused why I said Activision, you see, Sony had the exclusive rights to Crash Bandicoot for the first 5 games, 3 of them being mainline Crash Bandicoot games. Then it was passed over to Universal Interactive Studios, which was then bought by Vivendi, which was then absorbed by Activision. So now Activision has the rights, and they're just sitting on them. Activision is known for being really to its IP, and I think it's safe to say that they're going to need to see a lot of hype in order to want to do anything with the character. And you can forget about NaughtyDog wanting to develop anything Crash. Slight spoilers for Uncharted 4, even though it's all over the internet anyway, the first level of the original Crash Bandicoot is playable in the game. It's so awesome. You have Nathan Drake and Elena Fisher commentating over every move that you make. It feels like they're there with you playing the game. But that's just a throwback. It's not a tease or anything. Naughty Dog is past that. They want to make big, grand, mature games now. Look at what they have with The Last of Us and Uncharted. Why would they want to knock that down a few pegs? Besides, they did try to go back to Jak and Daxter, and you know what that project turned into? It turned into The Last of Us. These big, mature games are in their blood now. If someone's going to revive Crash, they've got to give it to another developer. And Sony's got to acquire that IP back from Activision. You're not going to see anything good come out of that publisher. But a remaster, sure, why not? They fart those things out all the time anyway. So what do you guys think about Crash Bandicoot? Is there a new game coming out this year? Do you think it's probably a remaster? Do you think it's probably nothing? Do you even want to see a new Crash Bandicoot game? And if so, what do you think it'll be like? I can't imagine a game like that working on modern consoles because it is most closely related to like an endless runner, if you think about it. At least the first level. The first level is like an endless runner, and no one wants that. No one wants a Crash endless runner. Anyway, leave it in the comments below. At me on Twitter. All of this other social media garbage. New videos every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday nights is Wulff Den Live. You can hang out with us and be a part of our podcast live right here on YouTube. And the most important things that you can do is subscribe and share this video with a friend, especially one that loves Crash Bandicoot or hates Crash Bandicoot. Who cares? Who even cares? They're both probably going to shit on me in the comments anyway. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week. Not to mention the Wii U has some of the best attach rates in the business. As of July 2015, around half of all Wii U owners owned Mario Kart 8 and New Super Mario Bros. U. About 40% owned Super Smash Bros. And Super Mario 3D World. Not necessarily at the same time, but there's definitely got to be some overlap here. Like me, here's some overlap for you. I've seen no noticeable difference between my PS4 and my PC on high graphics settings. Both run at 60 frames per second, but on my PC it defaulted to 30, and I kept it that way because I don't really care. I'd rather have a smooth frame rate than a high one. I know, blasphemy, eat a dick. It's been a while since we've seen Crash in anything, and Tony, hey, Tony.